He spent more time on his knees than anybody I know.
Now I'm gonna put a little starter fertilizer on there.
Like he just wasn't afraid to just get dirty. Every pair of jeans always had the rip and or the stain.
Yeah.
Cut that one out. We've been able to give Paul and the boys a real yard to play in.
You know, I want to talk about the yard, but can we talk about you for a second? You look like you lost a fight with a mud puddle.
I did this morning, I did.
Just the memories of him coming home from a work day, just completely exhausted, completely filthy. And we used to give him a hard time because he'd get into his chair after work and it'd take him about 10 seconds to get to sleep. You know, in hindsight, he worked so hard to create opportunities for our family.
Man versus Stump, who won?
Stump.
Roger's work ethic was honest and straightforward. He had a task and he did it happily, mostly.
All right, well, it looks like you beat the Stump after all.
Feels like the Stump beat me, to be honest.
And he got his crew to work that hard too. I mean, you guys run your own businesses. You all have people working for you. How did he get his crew to work that hard that long?
Because they see his work ethic.
Yeah. Respect.
Ready, 1, 2, 3, there we go. Okay, keep going once more.
Roger was my neighbor growing up. His first dad when I was 14. He'd pick me up and drive me to work.
When I hire people, I try to hire nice people. I can train them to do what I want, but they have to be nice. So when you get a crew of nice guys working together, you get a lot done.
I'd have about 30 seconds to get in the truck. If I wasn't there, he'd take off without me, which he has a couple times. And then when he'd make me buy him coffee. That was my payment to get to work. I don't know how much money I spent in coffee, but it was worth it.
Tom, I'll take this end. You get the front.
Roger was a very strong guy. I mean, there was 2 of us trying to struggle to get this tree off a truck, and he just bear hugged it, took it off the truck, and was like, this is how it's done.
There you go.
So it was kind of learned by example. You know, Roger was great about that.
Tom, we need to go a little to you.
He would show you how to do something, and he really wanted you to pick up on it, but he would guide you through how to do stuff and make sure you're doing it right.
One of the most important things is getting all the mortar off the stone. And you got to do that as you go. You don't want it to dry on there, then it's really hard to get off.
You know, to say it's not worth doing unless you do it right.
You used a turf-type fescue, and this will survive in partial shade. It's a good choice for the backyard.
No context, just a post. You gotta mix the mortar till it's consistency of peanut butter.
Right.
They loved his accent.
Any tips to the right consistency?
You don't want it like soup. If you try to lay a cobble on soup, it's just going to sink. You want it thick like peanut butter.
His accent got thicker every year.
We've got a real problem over in this corner. All the water's coming off the roof, settling in that low spot, going down the foundation, finding a weak spot, and going in the cellar.
Remember, he even made fun of himself like he did the top.
Right on the top, it'll make for an easy cleanup.
Okay. Just pour it over here.
Oh, on the top!
Oh, the tarp.
Yeah, what did you think I said?
The top.
The top? No, the top.
I'm still fascinated by the accent.
To do that, we're going to drive this 1/2 inch by 4 foot long piece of rebar right through the timber.
He would tell you he didn't really have an accent.
No, everybody else did.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about the Essex job site is it's big and it's wild and it's rambling, sort of a little like me. But we've made some.
Dad always said that he was a landscaper first and not a TV person, and not a TV person trying to be a landscaper.
There are some species of grass that'll tolerate partial shade, but no matter what you do, what a lawn really wants is a lot of sun and a lot of water to thrive.
You know, to be honest, when the This Old House opportunity first presented itself, it was not something that he was, you know, super thrilled about, but I think he recognized that, you know, it was a fantastic opportunity both for the industry and for our family to participate in it.
He didn't really talk much about being on TV. Like I said, it was a job. We went in, he wanted to go in and teach people how to do things.
I always say put the right plant in the right place. Sometimes you just have to admit that grass isn't the right plant.
What you saw on camera was really Roger. There was nothing fake about Roger.
Roger loved plants, nature. I mean, he had a degree in wildlife.
We have water, we have wildlife, turtles, fish. This is like my ultimate backyard, Kevin.
Perfect, right?
It wasn't just trees and plants that he enjoyed too. I mean, we'd be driving and he'd call us on the old radios that we used to, hey, there's a turtle in the road. Don't run over that turtle. Watch out for that frog. You know, he really enjoyed nature and everything about it.
It's a great wildlife habitat area. You have birds, snakes, and turtles in here. But when you're building a house next to a wetlands, you have certain responsibilities.
And he loved being on the water fishing.
So what is it about fishing, Roger, that you love so much?
It's everything, Kevin, about being outside. You have the ocean, you have people, you have boats, you have fish. It's just a tremendous place to spend a day.
Honestly, you know, aside from his family, I'm not sure that anything else took precedent over fishing. Every weekend in the summer was carved out for fishing for Dad. As long as there wasn't gale force winds, we were going out on the boat.
It is the Mass Bass Castmaster.
Bass Castmaster?
You guys know I love to fish, right?
Yeah.
He was very strategic about making sure he got his fishing in. Yeah.
He loved going out early in his little boat in Woods Hole and just go fishing, you know, and come back 2 or 3 hours later.
Yeah, take the fish and fry them up in the grill right next to all the landscaping that you just finished. That's Roger.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.